Yes, welcome back. Let's finish up on the equations of a straight line, finding the equation of a straight line. Now for a recap, a brief recap, we said that finding the equation of a straight line can be in two situations. So what it means is that before you solve for the equation of a straight line, you have to look at the elements that you have been presented with. So what it means is that you need at least two items or elements, which are the gradients of a straight line and then a point. So a point is enough. Now we also saw that the general rule or equation or the form, right? The typical form of the equation of a straight line is of the form y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1, right? So hold on, let me show you something. Yes, so this is the form. We said we have two situations. We have one when we have been given the gradients and then the points. And that is enough to find the equation of a straight line. Or another question or a form, you may be given 2 points. So when you are given the 2 points, what you have to do first is to look for or find the gradient yourself. After finding the gradients, then you can choose any of the points to find the equation of a straight line. So in the first instance or situation, it means that we are going to look at the some questions that we can solve under the first situation. So the first situation means that you have the gradient and then you have a point, and that is enough. Now what you have to take home or get in the first place is to know that the equation of a straight line is of the form y minus y1 is equal to m into bracket x minus x1. Now, one thing that I've realized or have to take some caution is that some people may get confused about as to the y and y1 and then m and then x and then x1. The m, I know m will not be a problem, but the problem may arise when it comes to the y1 and then the x1, x itself, and then y. So what it means is that for the first situation, I know you may give me a point. So giving a point, and then you ask me to look for y and then y1. The confusion may be that for a point, there's only one a pair of coordinates, x value and y value. So why are you telling me x1 and then x itself, y itself, and y1, right? So it's a simple thing that you have to get it once and for all. You will look at what you have been given. If you have been given a point, any of the points that you want to use as the coordinate, use it for the y1 and then x1 coordinates. I don't know if you understand me. If you are given a point, use the points in the place of the subscripts. Stick to that. Notwithstanding, if you should put it at the y value and x value, they will also give you the same answer. But because I want you to stick to a particular form, because you are a newbie and you are now learning and you want to understand, let's stick to the values of the subscript. The subscript in the y1 and then x1. It doesn't change the fact that even if you should substitute them instead of y, you put them at the y value and then x value, you still get the same answer. But I'm just teaching you for starters that stick to the subscripts. When you have understood, you can decide to play around them by putting the variable or substituting them in the actual variable. I mean the y and then x instead of the x1 and then y1. That is what it means. But if you should do them any of the substitutions that you do, you still get the answer correct. Based or depending on the fact that you know what you are doing. The point is, sometimes you may be given a point, let's say a point, which is maybe 2, 3, and then you started by putting this x value. You put x value here. Then for y value, instead of also putting it y1, you go and put it at the y value. So When you do that, you have not distributed the pairs at where they were supposed to be. So that is why I'm sounding that caution. I'm actually taking my time. If you understand this, I don't really have to actually do the calculations myself or go through the questions myself. If you understand it, that will be enough. So what it means is that this is a point A. The coordinates are 2 and 3. So for 2 is the x value, and then 3 is the y value. If you put these 2, right, these 2 at x here, then the y, the 3 should also come this. It should be this. But if you should put these 2 at x1, it means that this 3 should be at y1 and not y. If you interchange them, you'll get it wrong. That is why I'm sounding that caution. So if you should stick with the subscripts, the variable should be substituted with the subscripts. If you want to just stick with the standalone variables, the y and x, then stick to that. Don't interchange them. That's what I mean. So in this example, you have been given a point, the gradient to be 3, and then the point to be 0 and 1. And this is a general formula. Y minus y1 is equal to m into bracket x minus x1. Right? So here you have the gradient m3 and then this one. Right? So the point is 0 and 1. So if you should come here, this is y. So that means the book used the word the subscripts. So y minus what? 1. This is y value. So so you use y1 like it was indicated here, y1. Right? I think you are getting the concept. It used the subscript, so y1 and x1 instead of the y and then x. So sticking to that, y is there, and then this is y1, right? Then gradient comes, then x was there, and then x1. So the moment you get to this point, then doing the calculation will be easy. That's what it means. So now I'm doing the substitution correctly. This is what you get, either this or that, right? So after doing that, making y the subject, we have y is equal to x 3x plus 1, or y minus 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. That is it. So now let's look at the situation where we have 2 points given without the gradients. Now this is the type 2 example. Now type 2 example, we are saying that you will be given 2 points without a gradient. So look at this example. We have find the equation of the line passing through the points A, that's 2 and 3, and then B, 3 and 6. So once you have been given this, you know that for you to solve this question, actually you have to get a gradient first. After that, you choose any of the points, then you solve that. So the gradient of a line, we have either y2 minus y1 over x2 minus y1, y2 minus y1, or x2 minus x1. So we are sticking to that. I showed you some time ago. So if you should do that, let me give you something. So so this is it, right? This is the gradient, the formula, right? So this one is sticking to the y2 coming first, and then y1, x2, and then x1. In the same way, this can be interchanged by making it y1 minus y2, x1 minus x2. So whichever you choose, right, you get the same answer. So that is it. So if you are sticking to this, tell yourself, if you are the student, if you are going to stick to this forever by sticking to the y values, the y2 or y1, just decide, right? So that's the important thing. Decide which one you want to stick to. So now deciding on that, we come here, right? So this one will be what? 6. Y2 will be 6, and then y1 will be 3, and then x2 will be 3, x1 will be what? 2. We do the subtraction or the calculation, we have a gradient to be 3. Now that we have gradient to be 3, you choose which of the points that you want to choose. The book chose point A, right? So putting that into that, we have this. So y minus 3 is equal to what? 3x minus 6, right? Then we have y is equal to 3x minus 3, or we can still make it what? Y minus 3x plus 3 is equal to 0. It's the same thing. So pause the video and do this calculation yourself. I think this will do. We'll see you in the next topic, the subtopic. Stay blessed, like, subscribe. Ciao for now.